Hello everyone, FSG here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to Wilderness Survival. As you can see, Sven has very kindly lent us a tent, so we don't have to lie on that very uncomfortable bench seat in the truck. So we can get a bit of shut-eye in there. That should help us quite a lot. Now, if you remember at the end of the last episode, we pulled a load of trees out ready to load up the trailer. I think the way things are going to go over the next episode or so is a lot of tree clearing. Let's be honest, it's a thick forest and we need to make space for a couple more fields. I'd like to go with a couple more fields before too long, just because I need to start making some money over and above selling trees. So we're going to try and clear as much as we can of this without it getting too laborious. Obviously we'll come back to it at a later time. Ideally we'd need some bigger and better equipment as well, which will speed up the process. But we have got this rather large area to work with. I mean, look at this, it's nice and flat and open, so we can get some big fields here at a later date. But for now, I think we can cut a couple more small fields, roughly the same size as the one we've got. We should be in good shape. Now we have created ourselves a bit of a staging area here. We decided we would do that ahead of seeding this first field, just to get some of these trees onto the truck and sell them on a little bit more. Now there is a couple of pieces of equipment I would love to have. One is a winch. That would be fantastic. And the other is a slightly bigger forestry tractor, or well, an all-purpose tractor. I mean, the little Fiat is great, but it's not got massive horsepower. It'll do us for starters, but I would love a tractor that's maybe a little bit more forestry focused too, because to be honest, like I said, the amount of trees we're going to have to cut down in the next little while, that is going to be the main focus. But in the interim, we should probably get these all loaded up onto the truck and down to the sell point. We'll get these loaded up, we'll see how much space is left on the truck. If the space are a bit more, we'll load it up with a few more. Otherwise, we'll then see what we can get from a money perspective for these, and then we'll come back and we'll cut a few more down and bring the seeder back as well. So let's jump straight into it and get on with it. I've got pretty comfortable with the way that this bag lifter works. It is modified to help us load up the logs. Put a few extra welds in there to stop it bending or buckling. But there we go. Let's start grabbing what we can. I'm not going to load this too high. Remember, it tipped last time, so let's just start getting things loaded up. So we'll be back when the truck's about ready. Whoa, we're on the limit already. Right, we'll see you shortly. Right, here we go, last couple. I've got to say, I do love using this. It just is really straightforward, which is nice. Once you get them all aligned, they just seem to drop onto the truck very, very nicely. So, we'll pop these on. I think we could probably squeeze another log or two on. Look at that. What did I just say? I was doing so well. And I've made an absolute doozy of that last one by not getting things quite lined up. So let's just do that one again. Yeah, I think we could probably just squeeze another couple of trees on there. Could be our biggest load to date, so I want to make sure that we're optimising our trips down to the shop and making as much money as we can. Right, there we go. Let's move it over a little bit further. This is one of the problems with this little skid steer. It is almost on the limit of its capabilities from a height perspective, if nothing else. So, for example here, I'd quite like to straighten some of these logs on this side, but I have to kind of accept defeat really, that I don't really have the reach or the ability to lift them any higher to do anything more than really just what I've just done there, which is shuffle them about a bit. But let's have a look. Yeah, just that log's not aligned on the bottom, and it's kind of made those all a little bit more wonky, but I definitely think we could get easily a few more trees on there. So let's go and cut a couple down and drag them out the woods, and we'll take it from there. Now I've got to make a plan really as to where I want my farm to go. So maybe a bit of a track up here in between a couple of fields that maybe then splits off with another field in the middle. We're going to have to think about barns and stuff as well as we make a bit more money as well. So yeah, we'll just keep thinking. I'm going to clear it for now though. Just go straight up to where our potential future road may be. Right, there we go. 4 trees. I'm maybe being a little optimistic there. But let's get these measured and chopped down, and we'll give it a go from there. Let's just turn the HUD on so we can see our tape measure, and let's go for it. Right, I think again we'll stick with 5 meters for now, because we know they fit nicely on the truck. Again, when we get a little bit more adventurous and we have some bigger equipment, we can maybe go back to 6 or whatever the optimal is, and we'll take things from there. But for now, it seems to work very well for us. Oh, look at that. That's almost perfectly length, that. Right, we'll grab this one, and we'll go and chop the other 3 and load those up as well. Right, last one. That was quite efficient. I'm starting to really get into a bit of a rhythm with this, which is good. Can we fit these on? The truck is looking pretty full now. We're at the kind of the max height of the supports on the side, so I'd like to think I can just about squeeze. There is space on the other side actually. It's this side that's looking a bit full. So if I can drop these off and they can fall into some sort of space. Ew, it's just about holding. Try and give it a little helping hand there, which could do exactly the opposite and send everything going. But how about that? That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, just over there a little bit. Make yourself a bit more comfortable over there. Alright, that is by far our biggest load so far, so let's see what we can get for it. It does show you though, doesn't it? I mean, that was 4 more trees and it's barely made a dent. I think what we're going to need is a staging area where we can move logs to and not necessarily cut them and take them down to the yard all the time, and just store them up, chopped up. So I'll have a think about that, where we could put that as well. But I am keen to get some crops in the ground. We need to start making money over and above, like I said, the logs. So let's fire up the truck, which is very noisy. Let's see what we can get for this. Right, here we are. I'm just going to roll around. I wonder what wood chips would do as well. I've just seen the big pile of wood chips there. I wonder if there's something we can do with the wood chips as well. Okay, there we go. Logs are off. Let's see what we can sell them for. Find the sell trigger. It's here somewhere. There it is. $8,841. So a little bit less than I was expecting, which is, again, frustrating. But 9.6. It does give us enough for the winch, but... Now what I'd really like a little bit further down the line is maybe one of these Fiat tracked tractors for pulling the wood out of the trees. Can't afford them yet at this kind of price. But equally, we've got up here the Universal. Look at this. Look at this. For 5,000. This is sitting in the shed just back there. Sven said, if you want it, you can have this. $5,000. Now, before I get that, I think we should get our Tajfun winch. 7,500, so we can afford this now. I know it needs 60 horsepower, and our little Fiat is only 40 horsepower, but I'm going to give it a go, because worst case scenario, we can load up another load, and we can go and get that Universal tractor, which has got the horsepower to run it, but this will speed up the operation quite considerably. So, let's go with this, shall we? And we'll send the Fiat down to collect it in a minute. There it is. And there's the seeder as well, actually. We need to get on with that as well, but there is the winch. I'm interested to see if that will work with the Fiat. Right, let's head back up and give it a go. We're down to $1,980 in the bank again. So we better go and get some more logs. Right, here we are, back with the winch. I think it's a case now of, like I said, I want a staging area. I don't know the best place to put it. I'm probably going to clear this area just at the front here, and use that as my staging area. So yeah, we might as well start cutting some trees down. Now, you have seen a lot of me cutting trees down, so I think what we'll do, I'll turn this off, is get cutting and stripping, and then we've done all of that, we will come back and we'll, fingers crossed, hope that there's enough power in this tractor. It should be fine to use the winch. I think dragging trees around might be the big issue. So let's get started, and I will see you. I don't know when. I'm going to go for it with these trees, see how many I can get cut. Right, here we go. I'm going to cut a couple more down here. Just this one, and the one just there, straight behind it. So, let's give this a go, shall we? There you go, that gives you an idea of the scale of the amount of trees we've got here. So, I want to try and get them all roughly in a straight line, which could be fun. So if we use these as our basis here, and we tow everything into this space, we should be able to give it a go then. Right, so let's lower it down so it's digging into the ground. Now I should be able to jump out. I'm going to have to pull up the HUD here, because it's been a while since I've done this. There we go, pull winch rope. And we're going to go over to here, attach tree to winch. Now we should be able to winch this back in. Now we can control this without having to get back in the tractor, which is good. So I think, while we don't have enough horsepower to maybe tow these very far, we do have the capacity to kind of drag them into the right place. But it's stopped already. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. For some reason, I turned on my chainsaw there. So we just go over here now. This is going to take a while to round these up. But we'll attach this to the tree again. And we will press K, roll things in. So there we go, look at that. We've got two next to each other. We'll detach. And we're just going to keep going. We have got quite a lot of length on this cable, I think. If we've got two close together, we can probably pull two at the same time. This isn't going to get them perfect, but then we can actually use the winch, the blade on the bottom of the winch here, to push them into place. So again, this one coming from all the way over there, getting dragged in. Nice, I like that. Okay, release it. Right, this is going to take a bit of time as well, so leave it with us and we will be back. Right, we have got a few here. That's done really well, actually. I am totally impressed with that. No, it doesn't help that we're on the edge of a slope here. So what I want to do now, hopefully, this is where the horsepower issue comes in, is push these back into a more manageable pile. Yes, you can see we just don't have massive horsepower to be able to manage these large trees. That was not bad though. And again, we'll go around to this side. We do need to cut these all down to shape and length at a certain point as well. But again, I'm not going to worry about that now. Just getting these into a pile where they're manageable will do me. There we go. This is from... Ah, now you see, we haven't lowered it down. See how it's pulling that backwards? In fact, interestingly, I think we might have just reached the limit of what's feasible. Yeah, look. We're struggling with this one. The tractor's getting dragged. He's probably a little too far away, he is. Right, let's detach him and we'll maybe drag them over a little bit. So in this circumstance, I think what I'll do is something like this. Let's grab the winch rope. Let's attach it. Let's grab a second one actually. Ah, there we go. Max winch rope length reach. Well, I was going to try and attach a second one there, but we'll just go with the one then. We were probably being a bit optimistic anyway, due to the weight of the tree. But we'll pull this into place here, and we'll get a few more. It's getting dragged down the road there, but we can sort that afterwards by pushing it into the right place. We'll get the other one as well now. So again, we'll just push on with this, and we'll see you soon. Right, we're back. Look, we're pulling 4 trees here. They are getting snarled up with some of the other ones. Just lifting the front end slightly, but it's actually working better than I thought. If we can just get it off those other trees, that would be good. Or not, it might actually drag them with them, which is good. Yeah, see, we're off them now. So there we go. Let's release those. And then let's try and push those into this pile as well. So this is working. It's a bit time consuming, but it's working, obviously. If I had some full-blown forestry equipment, we would be having a great time. But even this, at this level, is working quite nicely. Need to drop this down a bit. There we go. It is on the limit of the horsepower though. As you can see, we're doing a princely like 1 or 2 miles an hour here, if that. But there we go. And then I think we've only got 2 or 3 more over here, which we could winch in. There's slightly bigger ones over there. I think they were on the ground anyway, but yeah, if we grab this farthest one here, winch these 3 in, we are good. There we go. That looks good. 1, 2. Now what do I do with these? Yeah, these look like they're ones on the floor, which we probably don't want to touch. This is a smaller one as well. But that is all the big trees. Right. Let's drag these over and see what we're looking at. Alright, a little last bit of tidying up from me. This is probably the last push here. Get that last log lined up. We are good. In fact, let's just see if we can get that one that's stacked up down. Do you know what? I am pretty happy with that, and I'm more happy that the Fear, even though very underpowered, did a good job there. Look at this. Some serious amounts of wood. So I cannot wait now to be at a point at which we can 5.5 have a machine that does this for us. But for now, it's going to be us doing it. So we'll get all of these cut to 5 meter lengths and we'll take it from there. So we'll be back in probably quite a long time. So we'll see in a bit. Right, here we are, last tree. I can't tell you how long this has taken. But we're done. Everything just about chopped up to the appropriate length. There we go. So my plan is, over the road there, we've got some flat land. It isn't ours, but I'm sure we can store some logs on it in the short term. So that is what we're gonna do. So we're just gonna see how many of these we can pick up in one go without things tippling over. And that looks pretty good. So we'll start to stack them in 5 meter piles, which will make things easier when we come to load them in the future. Right, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 piles. Now, if I only had that Volvo high lift at 350,000, we could lift those and drop those onto the truck in one fell swoop. But we don't, and we'll leave them there for the next time we need them. What we're going to do now, just unhitch this, is we are going to run down and get the seeder and get our first field of crops planted. Right, we've filled up to only 85 litres, and it would be nice if we could bring the big bag up with us, but I think what we'll have to do is come down with the skid steer and bring that up with the thing that's actually designed for, the big bag lifter. But let's get this up and let's see what we can do. Right, here we are. Now, dilemma is, what do we plant? Do we just go for something simple like wheat? Right, we're all lined up. I can't do soybeans, because it's the wrong time of the year, but we can do canola. So, in the absence of any other options, we're going to go with canola. Right, let's get started. as you can see, we are really struggling with power, grip, I don't know what you call it, horsepower. Even with this small drill, and now the drill said it should be able to handle it. But just, I think it was about 20 horsepower, and we've got 40, but it's just being a bit of a chore. You may have seen it in some of the montage stuff there. We'll push on because we're nearly there, but it definitely highlights the fact that this tractor isn't going to really cut it for too much longer, so we need to be able to find something else to run with as well. Now that universal we saw, the logging one, might be a solution, but at the same time maybe there's something better out there, so keep looking. But in the interim, we're going to get this field finished. You can see there's a few bits missing there which will tidy up at the end, but we're nearly there with this. We need to level out some of these lumps as well at some point. Look, we've just got a couple of passes left here now, so we will get these done and dusted. There you go, you can see this wheel spinning there over the bump. I think it's the fact we're on a little bit of a hill as well, that doesn't help, but yeah, this has been more challenging than I thought, but it's so great to get a crop in the ground. Feels like another step forward. It feels like we're starting to create a bit of a farm here. So there's a little bit just under us there I want to grab before we go for that last pass, and then I'll tidy up the corners after that. But no, really pleased. But there's a little bit there we'll have to come back and get, but really pleased that we've got this in. Really pleased we've got a stash of logs there as well, so there's some more cash coming our way, and it's been fun. It's been fun. It's been time consuming, but it's been fun. Look, we can't even get over this bump, just not enough power. Have to take a bit of a run up at it, shall we? I don't even think that's going to work. Oh well, there it is. Yeah, it does, but it's not really a way to survive on the farm by taking run-ups at stuff in the field. So definitely something to consider going forward is a little bit of a new powerful tractor. Right, there we go. Those last little bits there, and this last little bit in the top corner, and we are done. There it is there. I missed it completely. So, on that note, thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying this. It is a bit logging heavy at the moment, but I think that will shift, although whenever we need to clear ground we are going to have to do a lot of logging. But maybe we'll do that, some of that off camera, and show the results, or alternatively maybe a live stream if we've got a lot of logging to do, and we can chat at the same time. But for now, from me, the FarmSim guy, our first field of canola is done. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again very, very soon. Take care. Bye for now.